I wanted to quickly break down my rating system for video games because I noticed that I somehow haven't done that yet. I rank on a 1 to 7 scale that I completely did not steal from the blue monster Arlo. He discontinued it recently and said that review scores are dumb, and I don't blame him honestly. I also take pricing into account because the MSRP is what the publisher is saying that the game is worth. I don't think it's fair to rate a $15 game and a $60 game on the same level. A 1 out of 7 is a game that is basically a broken mess that shouldn't be played by anybody. Think of some god-awful shit like Bubsy 3D. I haven't given out a 1 out of 7 yet because I don't want to dabble with terrible games. Usually, these are joke games that aren't fun, or if your game got wildly mishandled during development. A 2 is a game where it is at least a competent game, but it is one that I had little to no fun with at all. I'm thinking of something like Paper Mario Sticker Star. That'd be a good game to put here. I played it, but couldn't even beat it because the combat was so goddamn terrible. The humor was decent, but not enough to save it. I actively wasn't having fun for most of the time that I was playing this game. A 3 is a game that has some positives shining through, but I would personally call it a mediocre game still. I recently gave Nintendo Switch Sports a 3 out of 7 because while bowling was fun, the other 5 sports didn't interest me that much, and it had a $50 price tag for a physical copy. There just was not enough content there to justify that. Digimon All-Star Rumble comes to mind as well. It can be fun with all 4 players active, but the roster is small, the single player is weak, the gameplay was button mashy, and there is no online play whatsoever. Did I mention that this game was $40 at launch? A 4 is right down the middle. Usually I'll play the game, get through it, and think that it was just okay. Take Hey Pikmin for example. I played through it, some aspects of the game were pretty good, others were annoying, and it averaged out to be a game that I thought was an okay game, but I personally would not play it again. Other times, like with Paper Mario the Origami King, I get about halfway or so through, and then something else comes up and I just drop it. The battling was improved from Sticker Star for sure, same with the humor and exploration, but I just didn't want to finish it. I didn't actively hate my time with it like I did with Sticker Star, so it gets a 4 even though I didn't finish it. Although, I wouldn't even do an actual video on it if I haven't finished a game, because I think that's dumb. A 5 is a game that I consider to be genuinely good and I like my time with it. Something like SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom fits this bill. It's nothing too mind-blowing, but it's mostly enjoyable from beginning to end with some problems thrown in there that prevent it from being truly great. It definitely has some older 3D platforming jank that prevents it from being higher. Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue is another game that I think fits this bill. Buzz feels pretty good at control, and the Toy Story fan service goes a long way, but the camera is annoying at times and the game's overall easier difficulty takes it down a notch. As I said, I personally think that these are good games that are worth my time and money, but come up short of being genuinely great. Now we get to games that I give a 6, which are games I consider to be genuinely great. I played God of War 2018 this year on PC and thought it came up just short of being a masterpiece. I personally thought it got a bit too cinematic at times and the boss variety wasn't quite there. The storytelling, combat, and exploration were all great though. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is an amazing game with an asshole to death and content, but I can't give a perfect score to a fighting game that was released in 2018 that still has terrible online matches. Did I mention that we also have to pay for the online matches now? Raising monsters in Monster Rancher 2 is so much goddamn fun, but I can't deny that the pure RNG and fighting doesn't get on my nerves. But now we get to the 7 out of 7s. These are the games that I personally argue are infinitely replayable and are my personal favorites. I can't help myself from replaying Pikmin every single year, more often than not, multiple times a year. Collecting all 30 ship parts as fast as I can just never gets old. It doesn't matter if the game is super short if I end up playing it dozens of times. Something keeps me and my brother coming back to Mario Kart Double Dash. To this day, we probably still play an average of 4 or 5 all-cup tours per week. It is such a unique Mario Kart that even all the content of Mario Kart 8 just can't keep up in my opinion. I still hop into Digimon World every year, over 20 years after its release, and raise random ultimates. I love analyzing their stat gains, what moves they learn, their attacking animations. I also love doing quick 100% prosperity runs from time to time. Or take Heroes of Might and Magic 3, my favorite game ever. Just playing random scenarios is fun. Trying out the campaigns is fun. Using the random map generator is fun. Hot seat with a bunch of friends is fun. Going online to try maps that are created by the community is fun. In my mind, Heroes 3 is literally a game that I will keep playing until I die. The atmosphere is perfect, the music is godlike, the creatures are fun to use, there's very little wrong with Heroes 3. It may be unbalanced a bit, sure, but that doesn't matter when everything else is just perfect. I just wanted to give some sort of outline because I realized that I haven't done it before. Just remember too, if I give a low score to a game that you like, it doesn't matter. I'm just some random person on the internet that wants to spread his love and opinions on gaming. I think it's silly to get too heated in harmless internet arguments like this. Everyone is different, and while some may find games like Digimon World obtuse, I find it to be one of the greatest games ever made, where I find something new about the game every time I come back to it.